Hello, my name's John. These are my Grey Knight Terminator conversions. You're watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another video. In the previous videos on this subject, you'll have seen me make some Grey Knight Terminators as well as a Terminator Grandmaster. In this video I am going to be finishing off the last two Grey Knight Terminators. So I've really enjoyed this little project and I'm looking forward to painting these when I finally get around to doing some painting again. But yeah, let's just jump straight in and start making them. Like I said, I've done a few of these videos already and I'll leave a link in the description for those videos in case you haven't watched them. But this one here started off as one of the Leviathan Terminators, the push fit ones. You can see that it's push fit into the base there. I cut the targeter off the top left hand corner and I've used one of the bear heads from the Grey Knight Terminator kit, and this is going to be an Apothecary, so I've got the Grey Knight Apothecary bits here. So I'm going to stick those on and then we'll sort out the other Terminator. What I will do at the end of this video is put a gallery of all of these models that I've put together so you can have a look at them. And yeah, like I said, hopefully I'll be able to paint these soon. It all depends on the weather and if I can get outside to prime things. Okay, there's that one in place. Now I film these videos a little bit in advance before I release them, just so I've got a little bit of a buffer in case life gets in the way and I can't make a video. So for you guys, this is, I think, end of April, maybe beginning of May. But for me, this week we just had the first preview of Warhammer 40,000 11th edition, and I have to say I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be really good. I'm excited for the new Armageddon campaign coming up. By the time this video comes out, it might be released already. I'm not sure on the release dates on it, but if it is, chances are I've bought some bits and pieces. I do have a few things I want to kind of start working on, but we'll see. And June, I think, is when the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 is coming out. I like the fact that it's not a complete reboot, so we can still use codices to build our armies until the codexes are re-released and so on. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I may, if I get a chance when it comes out, do a little bit of an unboxing and go through it. If you'd like to see that and find out what I think of it all, please drop it in the comments. Okay, I've glued the arms and the sword on this guy. Let's get the other guy sorted. So obviously I've got shoulder pads and things I need to put on them, but I need to be patient while I do this and put on the arms and things so they don't fall off and that kind of stuff. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I can be a little bit impatient when it comes to glue drying. But this Tamiya glue's pretty good, and also I've got my sprue glue for anything that needs holes filling and so on. But yeah, I've really enjoyed putting together over, well, it must be about a year or so now, all of the scaled up Grey Knights. I have painted some of them, but I kind of wanted to get some Terminators done, and with all of the different Terminator models that are now available, I thought it's about time to scale some up. And that's what I've been doing over the last few weeks. Now, the key thing with this, and I'm fully aware, it is a different pattern Terminator armour to the standard Grey Knight Terminator armour, but I don't mind. There's always a reason in the lore, and when I did the the Grandmaster model, I did run through the lore from a very early White Dwarf, which introduced the Terminator armour and the Grey Knights requisitioning a selection of Terminator suits from different chapters. Right, now with this one I'm going to have to work out how this sword is going to go in place, not to be blocking the weapon. Might need to use a different arm actually on this one. Right, let's have a look if I've already got one cut out. I don't know if I have. Oh, might do. Here we go. Which way around is that one? Nope. Okay. Looking at my bits box next to me, don't think I've got an arm that will do. So let's have a look on the sprues themselves. There's the one with the arms. Right. So, you know what? Nah, I'm going to stick with the one that I've got. And let's have a look how that's... Yeah, if I just put the sword low, yeah, that's what I'll do. In worst case scenario, I can always cut it off at the wrist at the glue point again and redo it, but hopefully it won't come to that. Okay. And I haven't worked out what heavy weapon I want to put on this yet. Thinking I might go with a silencer, same as the Grandmaster there, but we'll see. Probably going to need to use it. Whoop. Yeah, I've definitely put that round too far, so let's bring that back a bit. And I'm going to use some of my sprue glue for this one actually, because there's a bit too much of a gap on the shoulder pad itself. And if you don't know what sprue glue is, it's when you get a thin plastic cement and you put plastic clippings into it, and that then turns into a paste that fills and glues at the same time. There we go. Yeah, hopefully that leaves enough room for the weapon. Let's have a look at that next to that. Yeah, no, that should be okay. Okay, so I'm going to let that one set, and let's bring in the Apothecary. Now, Apothecaries always have these targeters and lights above their head, but obviously that's built for a different Terminator pattern, so I'm going to trim these off and attach them to the top of the armour. So let's start with spotlight. I think I just broke a little bit of the plastic off, but that's okay. And There we go. So I'm going to put that on there. So I'm going to trim that a little bit flatter. There we go. Right, let's get a little bit of glue on there. And then mount that on here. And I want it turned looking in the direction he's looking. There we go. Let's get the other side. Cool. Fingers all over the place today. There we go. Let's trim that a little bit flatter. Okay. Yeah, going back to 11th edition, really quite excited actually. Looks like they're sorting out a few things that haven't necessarily worked in 10th edition, but they're always going to be tweaking and changing things, and they want to sell games, so they're going to be releasing different editions for many years to come, so they can keep up with making money, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? We enjoy the hobby, but they enjoy the money as well. And boy, have I spent money over the years. Right, I'm going to let those top bits dry. Let's bring the other guy on. I'm going to do the shoulder pads for this guy. So oh, slightly off camera, sorry about that guys. Right, so I need to make sure this is slightly curved shield, which is that one. So I'm matching the tilt shields with the tilt shields on the shoulder pads. Not something you have to do, but I kind of want to make them all line up and sync together. And I've been thinking this Terminator squad is either going to be in my Grey Knight army or used as some allies in one of my many incomplete Imperial armies, which I thought when 10th edition came out it would give me the urge to finish a load of armies, but to be honest I never got round to it, so that's something maybe 11th will do. I do have far too many armies to complete, but that's what collecting for so long has done. Yeah, it's 11th edition. I started playing Warhammer 40,000 with 2nd edition, and I got into Warhammer with 1st edition Warhammer way back when, which my brother got some of the minis and the old little pre-slot base ones, and 1st edition Warhammer as well as 2nd edition Warhammer with bloodbath at Orc's Drift, which I really liked. Okay, let's get a weapon for this guy as well. I think I will go with the silencer. And main reason, I quite like the look of it. But yeah, I've been collecting Games Workshop for so many years now, since I was very, very young. And yeah, there have been good editions and there have been not so good editions. But I've always loved the models, and that's the main thing I realise I do, is make, convert, paint. Love reading the books as well. But yeah, it'd be nice to get back into playing again. There's a little bit too much glue there, never mind. Okay, hopefully that tilt shield isn't in the wrong place to kind of get in the way, but we shall see. Where's that wants to go? There. I know there's a load of mould lines I need to sort out and everything, but you guys don't want to watch me clearing out mould lines. That's alright. Okay, let's put that to one side and let those bits dry. Let's bring that Apothecary back on. Okay, so let's get the last few shoulder pads. There's also other details that you can add to the Apothecary, and that is the little vials and things that can go on the belt. I'm going to have a look to see how I'm going to fit those on, so I'm not going to do those in this video. I'll do them at some other time. Maybe before I've taken pictures of these for the gallery at the end. But for now, I'll just make sure I've got these shoulder pads on. I always kind of come back to the models for details and things like that. Mainly because I like to think about it quite a bit before going through the process of finalising all those details, and I like to come up with stories for the models as well, and the little details are always something that adds to that narrative of the characters. Ooh. Get a little bit of glue on just there. Would be interesting for Grey Knights to get a size upgrade sometime soon, but got a feeling it'll be a few years before that happens. But you never know. Okay. Right, let's get this tilt shield in place. Let's tidy up the tilt shield first. There we go. Yeah, if you've got any kind of videos that you'd like to see, like how I paint Grey Knights or any of my other projects, or something to do with the up and coming 11th edition, oops, please drop it in the comments. I'm happy to make videos upon request. It's part of my hobby, making the videos. At the moment I'm only doing one a week. I did previously do 2 a week, but life does get in the way sometimes. I am thinking it might be nice to do a few more videos on other hobbies as well, as it is Wargames models and other hobbies. But anyway, there is those 2 Grey Knights, the Apothecary here and the silencer wielding Terminator there. Now at the end of the video I will put a gallery of all of these Grey Knight Terminators that I've converted in these videos. If you haven't seen them, like I said, check out the link in the description, that'll take you to the other videos. But for now, all I can say is I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name's John. You've been watching Wargames, Models, and Other Hobbies.